What if passion is just a modern day myth, something marketers and people invented to make life sound more meaningful than it actually needs to be? You see, the thing is, you're not born with passion. And if you haven't found yours yet, it's not because there's something wrong with you. Just because the world says follow your passion. But what if that advice is actually keeping you stuck or keeping you from moving forward? I almost like to call it the passion lie. I think we can live well without passion because I've noticed how many people become obsessed with this idea of passion. It's like they have to have some burning desire or fire inside of them. You get this feeling that somehow you're behind in life. But what if passion is just a modern day myth? What if the goal isn't to chase passion, but to build a life you genuinely enjoy without waiting for some magical feeling to arrive? Because passion is one of the most popular ideas in self-help nowadays. But I find a funny truth in that it's also one of the most misleading. I believe you don't need to be passionate to live a meaningful, high-quality life. In fact, I think people waiting for their passion, it might just be the very thing holding them back, holding you back. Today, we're unpacking a really big one, and it's why you don't need passion and how to build a great life without it. Because if you keep on waiting for passion to show up, you might waste years chasing the wrong thing, or even worse, you'll end up doing nothing at all. So let's get into it. Most people treat passion like it's some biological destiny, but it's not. If you really think about it, babies aren't born with passion. They're actually born curious. Follow your passion or following your passion is actually quite a modern day idea. It's been popularized in the last 50 years or so. Before that, people followed what worked. Needs, skills, circumstances that they had. And the truth is, most successful people I know didn't start with a passion. They built it over time through effort, feedback, and momentum and gained a passion. And to help you here, ask yourself this. Did early humans even have a passion? Did they have a passion for hunting, or did they just get up and do what needed to be done? Most of what I think we call passion is actually retrospective. We name it after we've built something or after we've mastered something, and then we put meaning around it. And even though in business I teach people passion profit, it takes a while for people to be passionate in something that they're doing, because most things you enter you are unaware of. You're not sure where you're going. But once you start gaining competence, start getting, I'm going to use the word enjoyment, you start getting a feeling of being passionate about it. So a lot of people just looking for passion off the bat. It can't just be found. It takes a little bit of doing. And even if it takes a bit of doing and you can't find it, there is a way in which you can really enjoy life without passion. And I think this is where most people get it wrong. They think no passion, no direction, they have this wasted life. But it's not true, because here's what actually works. When you start removing the things that drain you, not everything, some things you have to have a responsibility for, that what I'm referring to are things that actually don't belong in your life. If you then start adding the things that energize you, I'm not talking about your calling here. I'm talking about what feels sustainable, satisfying, enjoyment, that gives you a reason to wake up in the morning, pure enjoyment of things in your life that you enjoy, because you've removed all the things you don't. And I think the formula is that simple. If you do less of what sucks, more of what fills your cup. And I'll give you a quick story here. A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, kept switching jobs, chasing her passion, and nothing clicked for her. So she always felt like she was behind, almost like a little depressed, not feeling like she's enjoying life as much as everybody. And she eventually stopped chasing her passion. I explained the exact same concepts I'm explaining to you here. And she just started noticing what she actually liked. She liked writing, helping people think, building ecosystems. Nothing that was fireworks, no big aha moments. But 5 years later, she's running a full-time freelancing business. No grand purpose. There's no big passion speech. It's just a life that works for her and that she feels good about living. And the reason I love discussing this topic is because part of the Meta U course we've put together helps people gain direction, understand who they are, where they want to go. Because passion is emotional, but clarity is structural. And I don't think you can build a consistent life or an output, let's call it, on these constant emotional spikes. Because when you get clarity, and what you can take from this video is understand what you enjoy, what matters to you, what are you naturally good at, and what are you willing to tolerate long enough to get better at. I often think of passion like falling in love, but in building a good life, that's more like building a beautiful house. You don't need butterflies, you don't need blueprints. What you need to ask yourself is, are you chasing excitement in this modern day world of what passion is supposed to be? Or are you building a life in alignment with who you are and what you enjoy? Do you know what kind of structure will keep you energized even on bad days, that you can remove some of that emotion just because you know there are things that you enjoy? So I'm going to recap this in a way that makes a lot of sense. Passion, I believe, is optional. I believe enjoyment of life is essential, and that clarity and having some direction is unstoppable. So I'd like you to drop the myth. Find what fills your cup and start building around that. And I think that's how real momentum in life begins to build. And if this video helped you reframe how you see passion, wait until you watch this clip about how we talk about purpose right here. The idea runs even deeper and might be a reason you may still feel stuck and fall into the I need a passion. And I'd like you to comment below, what's the one thing you actually enjoy? No pressures, no labels, just something that brings you life. And if this helped you, give this video a thumbs up. It helps more people find it. And if you're building a clearer, simple life, hit subscribe. We've got so much more coming just like this.